Yo, what is going on? It is Brownwood's TCG, and we are back at it with part 3 of our off meta Monday tournament over here at Hidden Collectibles 2 in Orange. Shout out the homeboy Logan. All right, so getting right into it, we got Dragon vs RP Luffy. This is fresh off of my second round loss against the starter deck. The new black starter deck Luffy. So this was on release day, I'm pretty sure, like a day or two before. Might have been day of, actually. And yeah, so I played against that guy, lost in spectacular fashion. So definitely go watch that video. And don't skip through, you gotta watch the whole thing. So, you know, moving on to round 3, we have to put those losses, you know, in the back of our brain and lock in. Because now we're against a killer in RP Luffy, which is not an easy deck to punch through. 6k leader, 3 life. For people who don't know, RP Luffy, when you're at, I believe, 0 or 8 or more Dawn, you can ramp a Dawn rested. I believe that's what it does. I've never played RP Luffy. I'm not going to pretend I have, but I played against a good amount of them. And I like playing against them. I like my chances. I have a lot of experience playing against 6k leaders in general, because my my homeboy Yellowwoods plays WhiteBerard, and I smashed him in 4k. Pause though. I beat him in One Piece. I beat him in One Piece at his home turf tournament. I went to where he lives, joined his tournament, because he kind of lives like a little distance away. So I pulled up, joined his tournament, and dominated. And I got matched up against him, and that was a banger match. So if you want to see RP Law versus WhiteBerard, I think that was like OPO 6 meta. So when both are pretty good, definitely go check that out. It's on my YouTube somewhere. You're gonna have to dig for it. But yeah, back to us. Our opponent plays 1 cost Nami, and then on my 2 Dawn turn, I bring out Nami, and then I bring out Buggy. Buggy is going to be a brand new addition to my deck for a lot of you guys who haven't seen my updates, but this Nano Dragon is a version of the deck where I do run a lot more 1 costs. The reason why I call it Nano Dragon is because nothing is higher than a 2 cost. 2 cost, oh my B. 2 cost is the highest cost that you're going to be able to use if you're playing my Nano Dragon deck. We only use little chibi nano cards. We don't use no big stuff. Not even Zoro. Zoro barely makes a cut. He's at 3. That's 1 cost too many for Nano Dragon. Nano Dragon is you have to have everything 2 cost or below for it to be considered a Nano Dragon. If not, it's just Baby Dragon. It's Baby Dragon. You don't get to label your creation a Nano unless it's 2 costs or less. I might see what other Nano decks I can make. Nano RP Law or something crazy. Nano something, and just try to use that rule. So back to us. We are at 4 Dawn. Pretty standard game for both of us, right? We're both hitting our 1 cost searchers on curve. So he hit his first one on curve, I hit both of mine on curve, and he just hit another one. And you know, back to me. I bring out Brook, give 2 Dawn to Dragon, give an extra Dawn to Dragon, and swing 8 to leader, forcing my opponent to give me 2 cards or give me one of those precious lives that he has right there, because he does only have 3. That was my thought process here. I said, you're either giving me 2 cards out of hand or you're taking this life, and now you're at 2 life. So eat it, eat this. I tapped for a Magda, and I bumped Buggy up to 6k because he's at 3 already, and give him another 2 Dawn and swing another 8 to lead. Wow, I was feeling myself this game. What's going on? 2 8s to lead. I know I invented the 2 7s with the Makino, with the Nami Makino Brook, but damn, I just made a new combo right here. The 2 8s. Well, what would I call the 2 8s? It's Dragon and Buggy. What would I call this combo? I'm gonna just call it the Clown Show. That's the Clown Show right there. Clown Show is when you send 2 8s with Buggy and leader. Nasty work, nasty work. Okay, so my opponent swings 7. I take. I'm going down in life. And he hits me with the blocker law. Gamma knife 2 cards out of my hand. Definitely was not expecting this. And I even asked my opponent, I was like, how'd you know I had 7? And he was like, yo, if you play RP Luffy, if you play this card, you need to know how many cards your opponent has. You should never. He said if you play this card, you should never ask your opponent how many cards he has in hand, because then it's a dead giveaway. That's what he was telling me, and I was like, oh, you're right. Because usually, even I would kind of ask people like, how many cards you got? Because a lot of people be hiding them and stuff, so it's kind of hard to keep track. But I mean, he didn't even ask me how many cards I had in hand. He hard played him right there, so he knew exactly how many cards were in my hand. He was counting the whole time. So super dope play from my opponent right there. Definitely caught me off guard and ripped out a Rad Beam and a 1-cost Nami out of my hand. 2 absolutely great cards to have in hand. So my opponent had S tier targets with these snipes too. My best defensive card and my core, my Nami that searches everything. So back to my little old self. We do have a good board. Yes, we have 5 cards in hand now. It's gonna be 6 because we just drew one. But let's see what we end up doing here. I do want to maximize the usage of all of these characters I have on the field. Because remember, if you guys saw the last video, I didn't get an attack off with one of my cards, and it actually ended up costing me in the end by like the perfect counter. So I think right here I'm going to do a really good job of trying to distribute my Dawn in the best way possible to fully get all of these characters that you see on my board to swing 5k or at least 6k. I just realized too, I'm playing against Monkey D. Luffy, who is at 6k, so trying to do that is even harder. Because I have to invest more Dawn per character. So I bring out Brook to bump up Buggy to 8k. Yikes. What's my opponent do here? Does it give me the law he just played and remove the only really strong board character he has? He does have the Namis, which he could be using to swing. My opponent is just deciding here, does he give me 2 cards out of hand? Does he give me that law blocker, or does he give me a life? He actually goes up to... No, I was swinging 6 at life. Mabi. He does give me that 2k, and I was like, ooh, interesting. I was like, that tells me that you probably don't have any more 1ks. So I need to confirm this theory. I need to confirm my hypothesis right now. I'm like, okay, if you just give me a 2k for a 6k attack, what happens if I do this? And I swung another 6. I was like, do you really not have any more counter? Like, let me see. And he takes a life hit, which he just countered like early in the game, right? Like he protected it early, so I don't think he wanted to take this. So the fact that he took it kind of tells me, bingo, he probably doesn't have any counter in hand, especially because he had no Dawn up. So right there, I was just like, okay, cool. I have information. Out of all those cards, he has probably 1k counter, 2k max, because maybe he could have just been baiting that last hit, but still, like, if he had the extra card to spare, he would have definitely, you definitely protect the life right there. So with that new information in mind, I have to remember it, right? So while he's doing his assault, I have to see which cards he's playing. Is he playing cards with counter? Is he playing cards without counter? Right? So now that I know roughly what his hand is like, that should be reflected on the next cards that he plays. Alright, so now I'm playing with a mentality where he already has few defensive options. So my opponent is just thinking here. He gives 2 Dawn to Nami, and he swings 4 into my Buggy's 3. The gesture of the clown got a nasty attack in earlier, and I gave a 2k because I figured, oh, if I could protect one of them, that means both of them kind of get to be around, or my life gets protected. So just by giving that 1 Otama, it goes a long way. So he swings 5 to Buggy. I'm kind of forcing him to like overcommit on the Dawn because I just freaking, countered out that last one. But it doesn't end up mattering anyway. He just swings 6 to the other Brook, And just like how I said, my life ends up getting protected because Luffy, you know, uses his attack to clear my board. And then I don't think he wants to swing with his law here, unless he, you know, has a counter in hand, which we've already hypothesized he doesn't. So we're trying to see what we want to do here. So I swing 6. No, I don't swing 6. I am refreshing my turn. I was looking at the board like, what? Why is that guy rested? So back to us. Our opponent is down to 1 life, 1 blocker. I think like 5 cards in hand maybe. He opted to not play anything right there. So, you know, you kind of have to think about that too. Like, what cards does he have in hand that he probably can't play? Like, really? Like he didn't play anything, so you have to probably think that he has some event cards in hand. We seen him, you know, because we're watching the replay. He did draw a Diablo Jambalay, so that's a dead card in hand in this situation. So just seeing, like, you kind of have to be thinking about what's in your opponent's hand, kind of, you know, how much counters in there, how many offensive weapons, how many, you know, defensive weapons. It's kind of hard to like keep track of those things in the heat of the moment, but like, you know, I feel like if you work on it every now and then, you definitely get better at it. So I just attach 1 Dawn to Dragon, and I swing 6 to life, showing as little of my plan as possible. I'm giving him as little information as I possibly can. I'm just trying to keep him in the dark even more. Like, you know, you could overcommit and like swing like 8 to lead, but that's not giving you any information. You're just, you know, you don't know for certain if he doesn't have, or if he does have any counter in hand. So I'm just poking here. I'm like 6 to life. He takes it, and that gets me thinking like, wait a minute. And I swing another 6 to life, and he gives me a 1k. He has 1k. I tap 2 Dawn to play Sanji. Use leader effect to give 2 Dawn that are on Brook over to Sanji, which activates Sanji's rush, and swing 6 to life. My opponent blocks with Law here. I swing 2 to his Nami. He gives it to me. I swing another 2 to his Nami with my Nami. Let's see what he ends up doing. And he gives me a 3k counter to go up to 5. He really wanted to protect that. And then it kind of leaves me in a situation because I don't think I was planning on him doing that. Let's see. He did get rid of that Diablo Jambalay. So, you know, according to our calculations, he did have some counter in hand. So let's see if he has any more. You know, he just over blocked on that one. And then I just use my last Brook to just send another 3 to 2. And he go ahead and he gives me that one. And then I tap. Oh, I just leave 2 Dawn up and I pass. So as y'all can see right there, I ran out of attacks. I had nothing, you know, no further weapon to unleash at this turn. Everybody swung. Everybody had a target. Everybody hit their mark. And, you know, we pass over to our opponent and hopefully try to play some defense here. So let's see what we got here. Our opponent taps 7 for Eustace Captain Kid to bump Luffy up to 6 + 1, 7k. 7k leader, by the way. Okay, looks like our opponent's going to send an attack our way, but who will be the recipient? Let's see. 7 to Sanji. And I give it up. And he passes over to us. So going into turn 5, we are going to be at a full 10 Dawn. And we have 4 people on the board. I send 6 to lead, 7 to lead, because our opponent is a 7k leader. And he gives us that quick dub. GG's to my opponent right here, Machi Dande. This guy's a homie. I've known him for a while. I played against him a couple times at off meta. I believe I played him. This will be the 3rd time that I played him. The first time we played, I think I played Birdcage, and he played Blue Purple Kaido. That was our first match. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I ended up taking that dub. I think I uploaded that video onto YouTube. I don't remember if I did. But yeah, this guy's pretty good. I feel like this deck does pretty well into RP Luffy in general and 6k leaders. One card that I actually did start reconsidering a lot, which is actually a new iteration of this dragon deck that I built. I still haven't named it yet because it's not complete, but I'm pretty much combining all three of my dragon decks into one. I'm combining the original Straw Hat only version with the baby dragon and with the Nano dragon. I'm adding in some higher cost stuff. That's why it's going to lose its Nano dragon status, because it's not going to be 2 costs or below. But yeah, there you have it. That was this match. This was match 3. So I moved up to 2-1. I had a win over RP Luffy. I had a win over Ivankov, and a loss to starter deck Black Luffy for off meta night. And then going into my final match, which was, you know, a pretty crazy game, not gonna lie. It's probably one of the craziest games that I've ever recorded. Not gonna lie to y'all. Not gonna even hype it up. Like, it was crazy. Y'all gonna have to tune in to see who it was against. I guess I'm gonna give y'all the color. See who guesses it in the comments. It was a yellow color. Yellow leader. 4th and final match. Do I finish 3-1 or do I finish 2-2? Let me know what y'all think, who I play against, and then I'm gonna read the comments for the next video, and I'm gonna see if anybody got it right. But for sure, that was it for this one. I hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys aren't already a part of my Discord, please join it. I'm gonna leave the link right there in the description. If you guys want to learn how to play the game, if you guys want to learn how to get better, if you want to learn how to build a deck, if you want to learn a little bit more mechanic of the game, a little bit advanced techniques, some things that most people don't really think about, little minuscule detail stuff, all the way down to the beginner. Like, we got information for everybody. So join the Discord. We got a bunch of people in there helping everybody out. And as always, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Lates.